That's dictator's playbook, right? Never let a good crisis go to waste. And man, are they playing that to a T? Like all they needed was that gust of wind, as you call it. Now they're engaging all the measures that they wanted to, basically. And it's true that inflation is much more insidious than just a loss of purchasing power. And you're not just protected from it by being in an inflation hedged asset. Because what happens is that it reduces, I like to say it dilutes the trust fabric, basically. So people are less willing to enter into trustful business relationships because the future is more uncertain, right? So people become more protectionist, more nationalist, more defensive, I guess, in general. And that has an impact on trade. And trade is what generates wealth. So like you can't really protect yourself from it. Even if you're fully, perfectly inflation hedged, maybe your assets are going to do okay on a net value basis. But if trade is impeded and reduced in the world, then the world becomes less wealthy. Everything loses value. So I think that's really interesting. And then to go really deep, because I know we're here to do that. Bitcoin is such a fascinating invention because it kind of bridges physical and digital reality in a sense. And so in physical reality, we had, the mediocristan, as Taleb calls it, like your body weight, right? It fluctuates kind of slowly and somewhat naturally. Whereas an extremistan, which we could call something in digital space, is more like your net worth. They can go 100x or zero in an instant, basically. But Bitcoin, by connecting digital space and anchoring it into the thermodynamic reality, right, the energy of the universe, it's preserved the advantages of like a physical like money, right? So we have physical like scarcity is actually even better than that. It's absolute scarcity. We have the settlement assurances of something like physical gold. We have the privacy of something like a private transaction. But you get all the digital like benefits as well in terms of portability, money supply, auditability, and transparency. So like we've never had an invention that bridges mediocristan and extremistan, or physical reality and digital reality, like we do with Bitcoin. And that's why I think we're all, the 10 guys, the 10 blind guys touching the elephant, they all describe it differently. Everyone's like, oh, one guy's touching the trunk, it's like a long rope, and the other guy's touching the leg, and it's like a big tree stump, but they're all describing the same thing. It's like, it's hard for us to get our heads around how big of a deal this is because we've never seen anything like it.